NBA fan. They cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they tried. People believe what we say on television. Just because people don't like you or your personality, they can't get on TV and slander you. It's just total bullshit. This girl is incredible. The number of attention, eyeballs, she's brought to college and the pros. And for these women to have this petty jealousness, you say to yourself, damn, what is going on here? And the thing I love about her, she never says a word. But these ladies who I love and respect their game, they couldn't have this thing up any worse. There's been so much negativity, and a lot of it is just petty, jealous NBA fan. They cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they tried. People believe what we say on television.
Took some overtime to get the time right. Had to lose a little mind to get my mind right. Finally realized, but in hindsight, you wanted the limelight. Me priority never once. You kept close but never really wasn't. I accept you like a focus. Agree with all your choices. Needed you to need me. Needed you to see. Until I found the right direction, I think my reflection would agree. Had to find the me in me.
The Short Sport by King David Jordan.
Hold on.
All right.
Yeah.
That was what Charles Barkley had to say. Now, it's crazy. Shaquille O'Neal has responded. And it's ridiculous the shots that he took at Caitlin Clark responded to the comments. I don't know if you're ready. I'm ready. Tuesday morning, September 10th. King Joe Sports Show. Let's get it.
Are you done? Watch your mouth be on the run. See my team, we come in spring. You might wanna come and get your son.
Have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they tried. People believe what we say on television. Just
they
because
believe
people don't like you or your personality, they can't get on TV and slander you. It's just total bullshit. This girl is incredible.
Now this is what. Welcome to the King Joe Show. I'll be your host, King David Jordan. Thank you guys so much. If you don't mind, hit the like and subscribe button. We're gonna be on real quick and jump off. We're gonna come back a little bit later too. We got a lot to talk about today. A lot to talk about this Tuesday morning. Thank you so much. Listen, let's go ahead and get into it. And y'all heard the words that Charles Barkley, the legend, NBA legend, said, talking about Caitlin Clark and what she has gone through during this year, her rookie season in the WNBA. And how the fact that a lot of the veterans, a lot of the other people have come in and they legitimately came in and had a lot of negativity, a lot of vitriol, and utterly just hate towards the young phenom. And we all wonder and want to know why. What's the rationale behind it? They told us all types of things. She wasn't good enough. She couldn't handle the physicality. She's gonna be in for a rude awakening. All these things happening now. Come a couple of months later, she's an MVP candidate. All the way around the MVP candidate. And Charles Barkley is just calling out the fact that all these people have said all this over the months, and they've been wrong. And the fact that not only have they been wrong, we trust them as being analysts and professionals and having a certain experience and decorum to be able to tell us things that we actually see as fans and say, hey, you guys are wrong. And the crazy thing about this is they told the fans that we were wrong. That we were out of pocket. That we didn't know basketball. Or we're just new fans to the things. They dissed the fans, the consumer. So Charles Barkley's let them know, hey man, y'all really messed this up. Y'all really messed this up. On a grand scale. And he did this a couple of days ago, but in a recent interview with USA Today Sports, NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal shared his thoughts on the hype surrounding Indiana rookie Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. O'Neal was asked about what Charles said. He was asked about Clark taking over the WNBA landscape and turning into one of the biggest stars of the league at just 22 years old. The Basketball Hall of Fame will believe everyone is trying to hype Caitlin up and they need to calm down. O'Neal said Caitlin Clark needs to earn her reign in the WNBA, which is crazy to me. Crazy to me. And it's crazy, right? So, like, because we've always thought, well, let's keep going. I'll tell you myself. The current NBA analyst thinks while Clark is great, she isn't that great yet. That's what Shaquille O'Neal says. She's not that great yet. He said, you got to understand that we're not just going to give it to you because everybody else is giving it to you. O'Neal continued, you still got to earn it. Now, this is what he had to say about Charles Barkley and his comment. He said, Chuck had to go through that. I had to go through that. So I understand what everybody's doing. Yeah, you're great, but you ain't that great yet. Calm down. All right? And when they asked him, it's like, well, what do you mean by that? He came back and he said, O'Neal believes that other stars deserve credit. He said that if the WNBA fans are going to give credit to Clark for what she's been able to accomplish in her rookie season, players like Diana Taurasi, Asia Wilson deserve some love. We still got Diana Taurasi. We still got Asia Wilson O'Neal at it. If you're going to give Caitlin props, make sure our girls that are dominating in this league get some props. All right? That's what he said. He also said Taurasi is widely viewed as the greatest women's basketball player ever. She's currently 42 years old, averaging 15.1 points, 4 rebounds, and 3.3 assists. While Wilson, on the other hand, is leading MVP candidate. She had a tremendous season with the Las Vegas Aces, currently averaging 27.3 points, 11.9 rebounds, and 2.4 assists per game. Shaquille O'Neal thinks these types of stat lines and accomplishments should also be highlighted. While O'Neal wants a hype around Caitlin Clark to calm down, that's a difficult task to ask WNBA fans. Caitlin Clark is currently averaging 19.2 points, 8.5 assists, 5.8 rebounds a game. And she's overwhelmingly the leading candidate of Rookie of the Year and may even be playing herself. And she's definitely already in the MVP conversation. Definitely already in there. Shaquille O'Neal also has some choice words for Charles Barkley. He said, following Charles Barkley's, he says that these ladies in WNBA I'm a fan of, what Charles Barkley says I'm a fan of, and he says, they F this up. O'Neal really didn't agree with Barkley. He thinks the hype around Caitlin Clark is getting out of hand, while he thinks Clark is a good player. He thinks other players need their props as well. He doesn't think anybody actions has been hating on the rookie. This is what Shaq had to say about Charles Barkley, his TNT co-host. He said, loudmouths like Chuck are talking about hating. It's not hating, O'Neal. Really, Jack? It's like, you're good, but let's slow it down a notch. As good as Caitlin Clark is, we've had a lot of young ladies who have been doing good and not getting props. People like props, and they want to feel good when you're talking about the league. It's not hating. Everybody has to wait their turn. O'Neal and Barkley have side by side the NBA TV panel for years, and after illustrious playing careers, both which wound up being NBA Hall of Famers, they joined the analytical side of basketball. Both basketball figures have been vocal about the WNBA growth this season behind strong rookie class of Clark and Chicago Skyforward Angel Reese. Barkley seems to believe that the backlash from players towards Clark, the leading Rookie of the Year candidate, but O'Neal wants to put the brakes on that conversation. He wants to put the brakes on that conversation. Now we're seeing and this is amazing to me, right? This is amazing to me because you have two Hall of Famers, Shaquille O'Neal, which is arguably one of the most dominant basketball players in this generation, and then you have Charles Barkley, in his own right, one of the greatest power forwards to ever play, also. And they're on opposite ends of the spectrum, sort of, because we remember Shaq talking about how great Caitlin Clark was at the beginning of the year. We remember that. We remember Shaq talking about those things. We haven't forgotten. But we also know that Shaq has been hand in hand with none other than his LSU alum, Angel Reese. We understand that too.
Hold on. Yo, this is finna be a hit.
So we understand that Shaq might have a little bit of a little turmoil going on within because he wants attention towards Angel Reese, also with that going towards his fellow alum. Also, we know that Shaq is in business with Angel Reese. All right? Angel Reese is a suitor of his Reebok company. She's a star athlete of Shaq's, because I think Shaq, what is he acquired Reebok, or he's a CEO of Reebok or something like that, a stakeholder in Reebok. And Angel Reese is, the star attraction to Reebok right now. I didn't even know they still made Reeboks. I was like, they made Reeboks? They made Reeboks. So he has an invested interest in Angel Reese, maybe a little bit more than he has an invested interest in Caitlin Clark. And it's crazy because it's almost as if now Shaq is bringing the old man conversation to the WNBA, right? And this has been one of the conversations that the media has perpetuated against Caitlin Clark all year. And that's the fact that, hey, we understand Caitlin Clark is great, but you got to pay homage to the people that paved the way for Caitlin Clark. And we like, all right, cool. We pay homage. But Caitlin Clark is great. You know what I'm saying? That was yesterday. That was a couple years ago. That was a few. Diana Taurasi, that was years ago. A'ja Wilson is still playing at a high level now, right? But I keep telling y'all, people get mad at me when I say it, and they get upset with me when I say it. I feel bad for A'ja Wilson because as dominant as A'ja Wilson is, she's not the face of the league anymore. She's not. She's not the face of the league. And as dominant as she is, nobody really cared. Last year, A'ja Wilson was just as done. Well, she's a little bit more dominant this year. But last year, she's an MVP candidate last year. Nobody watched. Nobody watched. Nobody cared. The numbers were abysmal. They were abysmal. People were more excited about Candace Parker's last year than they was about A'ja Wilson. A'ja Wilson is phenomenal. Stewie balled out last year. The vast majority of Americans and people across the globe did not give a flip. They could care less. Legitimately could care less. And that's the problem that a lot of people don't understand. And that's why a lot of the hatred and vitriol that Charles Barkley is talking about is towards Caitlin. It's because, listen, we're excited. We're invested. And I told you guys in a previous video, the reason why we're so invested in Caitlin Clark is we've seen it from the inception. We follow her. We were invested when she was in Iowa. We were invested when it went down with Angel Reese and LSU, when she beat South Carolina. We were invested. We was like, yo, who is this? And we're invested, much like we were in LeBron James. Much like we were, dare I say, with Kobe Bryant. And we saw how Shaquille O'Neal treated Kobe Bryant at first coming into the league. We saw how that worked out. And he's trying to put that same emphasis on Caitlin Clark. And we're like, Shaq, why? And as a businessman, we really, Shaquille O'Neal is one of the greatest business, probably one of the greatest sports businessmen of our time. You got Jordan, probably Tiger Woods, then it's probably Shaq. And I feel like he should understand, yo, man, this is what's hot right now. This is what it is. And it just seems like in society, we're having a big discussion and disagreement over legend, the people who paved the way, and the new breed that's coming in. It seems like we're having a big disagreement over the two. Because when you look at, that's what the whole Lil Wayne, Kendrick Lamar argument is about. Wayne has president, but Kendrick Lamar is the new face of hip hop. Wayne has legacy. He's been around for a while, but now you have Kendrick that just had the biggest year in hip hop. And the analogy is you have all these guys, these WNBA players that's been around for years, but now you have Caitlin Clark who's having the biggest year in the WNBA. Holistically, if we look at it from a holistic point of view, meaning attention, meaning cultural impact, numbers, stats, wins, holistically, the most valuable player to the WNBA has been Caitlin Clark, and she's having arguably the greatest year holistically of any player in WNBA history. She's having the most impactful year of any player in WNBA history, holistically. If you take the games, you take the attention, you take everything that's going on, there's only a couple of other players in the history of sports that has this type of hype surrounding them and have really, to this point of her career, measured up to the hype that's out. You only have Tiger Woods, LeBron James, that had this type of hype bestowed upon them of being the chosen one. Michael Jordan, not even Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan was like a fourth pick. Was it third, fourth pick in the draft? This is why we're sitting here and we're looking at you guys like, yo, Shaq, brother, what are you talking about? You got, I understand. I get it. The old heads paved the way. They made sure the WNBA, at a loss every year, they made sure that the doors stayed open, and they played well, and they're awesome players. But when we sit down and we legitimately look at impact, and we legitimately look at what's going on in the league, what are we talking about? Is there really any type of conversation that needs to be had on how great Caitlin Clark is? Is she not earning it as she plays? Caitlin Clark is an MVP candidate. They don't want to admit it. The league is still on some BS. And real talk, if we really look at it on a specific stage, the league, the WNBA, is they're trying to fight against themselves, right? Because the WNBA, in one sense, they want to stay truthful to the agendas that will be the politics that's been going on for years and years and years. But then on the other hand, they eventually want to make a profit. They eventually want the league to grow. They eventually want to get the money, right? And what they're having is they're having a tug of war between our agenda and growing and getting the money. Should we embrace this new breed of talent that's coming in, or should we continue in the ways that things are going? And I'm telling the WNBA, we've said this from the beginning, The WNBA embrace the new breed because the old breed is going to get your doors closed. It's going to get your doors closed. And the fact that Shaquille O'Neal is coming out and saying, oh, she's not that great, it's crazy to me. Pump your brakes on the greatness. It's 25 and 6 as a rookie. Never done. Listen, she's what? A few points away from being the all-time leading scorer as a rookie in the history of the league. She's already passed Asia Wilson. And you guys are saying Asia Wilson is the greatest of all time. Greatest of all time. And this narrative is ridiculous to me. And Charles was right. People were hating. They were saying she wasn't good enough. They were saying the same thing you're trying to say after a whole year. She's going to be the rookie of the year. She's an MVP candidate at 22. And after a whole year, you're still talking about, oh, pump the brakes. And we looking at you like, what? I think Shaq is having a moment where he forgot when he came in the league and he was breaking goals and he was the next one. Shaquille O'Neal. And how he was embraced. And the hype surrounding him. And like I said, he could be a little torn because he is actually, because of his relationship with Angel Reese. It's a financial relationship. They have, they've been in the league. They went to the same school, the same alma mater. They have a relationship. He cares about her. And it could be a little bit of that. Yes, these older athletes paved the way. And we appreciate it. But you have to embrace the new. Yes, Lil Wayne paved the way. But you got to embrace the new. You got to embrace the new. You got to embrace. And to bring up the crazy thing is you brought up Diana Taurasi, I think it, some are saying that they're already starting to, give her swan song, her victory lap. So what you gonna do when she leave? Caitlin Clark is doing things that's never been done before. Like her, hate her, loathe her. I tell you all the time. You can like Caitlin Clark, you can love Caitlin Clark, you can dislike Caitlin Clark, you can loathe Caitlin Clark. But what you gotta do is respect what she's done. Respect what she's done. The opening night in football, second opening night in football, Caitlin Clark goes against the NFL and gets 1 million views on Ion. Ion. Never heard of Ion before. She gets 1 million views on Ion. I can name one show on Ion. I keep making jokes about it, but I can't name one show on Ion. One show. I never knew Ion existed until this year. No diss, Ion, listen, holla at me. We need to get them on the show. But hey, no diss on Ion whatsoever. I just never heard of you guys. But she turned Ion into a nationally recognized TV station. You got to put respect on the name. 1 million views on Ion, and you got football playing the same night. You got the Eagles playing. In a really good game. Put some respect on her name. Shaquille O'Neal comes out and just blatantly says, hey, man, pump the brakes. These ladies want their props too, as well. They had 30 years to get it. Listen, oh my God. Why nobody wants to say, what the hell, Shaq? They had 20 years to get their props. Why nobody came and said, hey, they've had all these years. Why all of a sudden Caitlyn comes in the league? Now everybody wants props. Why you wasn't getting the props last year? The year before then. The year before then. The year before then. The year before then. Why? Everybody should get their props. Everybody should get their props. They are getting their props. They got a new TV deal. That's props. Their salaries are gonna go up. That's props. People know their names now. That's props. I had no idea who Dejanay Carrington was until this year. Now I'm excited. I had no idea who Kennedy Carter was until this year. Matter of fact, when I first heard of Kennedy, she bumped Caitlyn. We was calling her Kennedy. No idea who these players were. I knew Enrique Calasorda. I knew Asia Calasorda. I knew Stewie. I knew Diana. I knew Sabrina. We knew the household names, but the average players, not knowing Chelsea Gray. Come on now. They are getting props. But my thing is, all these years beforehand, now you want to say, oh, give me my props now. Everybody else is doing. It's wow. It's amazing. It is literally amazing to me how so many people at the current state. Let's try to get let's get some of the comments on. Let's get some of the because we got a lot, man. The chat's going crazy right now. Thank you so much to everybody that's watching. Thank you so much to everybody that's watching on X. What's up, X? On YouTube. I just couldn't believe this. When I saw this last night and this morning, I was reading it and I saw this. And I was like, come on, Shaq. Really? You had to throw a diss at Caitlyn to be like, hey, we got to get everybody else involved. That's what we really had to do. That's what we really had to do. We really had to throw a diss at Caitlyn to be like, hey, we got to get everybody else involved. Someone said they're just hating. They are just hating. And we know they're hating. That's the thing. Everybody know. We know they're hating, but then Shaq is trying to tell us, oh, they're not hating. It's not hate. It's not hate. They just want their props too. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. The chat's going crazy. Make sure everybody, wait a minute, stop. Everybody hit the like button. I need everybody to hit the like button. Everybody hit the like. Oh, we got an X. What's up, Patrick? They're just hating on X. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. Hey, I think Patrick, listen, man, you were the first ones on X to actually come in. I have hundreds of people on X coming. And you like the first one to actually come in, Patrick. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick Official. This is wild to me, though. And I think we have to really try to understand and come to a understanding of why this is going on. Why this is going on. Now you have NBA legends that's coming and sharing swoop. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Now we got NBA legends coming on and swooping Caitlyn Clark and trying to hate on Caitlyn and say, hey, it's like you're good, but let's slow down a notch. As good as Caitlyn Clark has been, we've had a lot of young ladies, people like props, and they want to feel good when you're talking about the league. It's not hating. Everybody just wants their turn. You've had 20 years. You've had 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Diana Taurasi's been in the league how many years? You've had all these years. They said Shaq did the food. That's hilariously funny to me. You've had all these years to get it done. David said, hey, when King's voice goes high, you know he's serious. You know what I'm saying? He's serious. It's something serious. But they've had 20 years. You've had all these years to get it done. And you haven't gotten it done. That's not, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Or are we going to recognize that we have a special once-in-a-generation talent and get behind her and push her so that the rest of the league can get behind her also and the rest of the league can benefit? Or are we going to be salty? Are we going to be salty? I want to get my props too. Right? Are we going to be salty? The craziest thing, and everybody's been telling you guys, when Caitlyn wins, the whole WNBA wins. When she wins, the whole WNBA wins. Just the same, when the WNBA wins, Caitlyn wins too. This is crazy. I've never seen this before, where you have now NBA legends who are coming out and it's hating on Caitlyn. And don't get twisted. I'm always love Shaq. Like Shaq is one of those guys we always gonna love. We're gonna always love Shaq. We disagree with Shaq consistently, but we're gonna love him always. VVS is the jealousy, and it really does come off as being jealous when we sit there and we see people and we see what's been going on and what's been said about Caitlyn. It does seem like it's a sense of jealousy there. Patrick said, women are naturally catty. They are the cause of their own downfall. Remember, Patrick said that. I didn't say that. Katie didn't say that. You know, I love women. Women, I love y'all. I love you guys tremendously. Listen, man. I just think it's odd and it's interesting that you have someone like Shaquille, the level of Shaquille O'Neal, coming and saying different things about Caitlyn. And I think it's ironic the same week that, within the same week that Angel Reese is giving up her, is out for the rest of the season with her injury. You know what I'm saying? That this starts to come out and the noise starts to come out. I will leave it with this. Caitlin Clark, you talking about she's not there yet. Caitlin Clark is she'll possibly be number 3 at least in the MVP conversation. Number 3. Her team has won 19 games and has not done that in the last, 3 years? They said. In 1 year, one player. Listen, Aaliyah Boston was there last year. Kenzie Milton was there last year. Lalissa Smith was there last year. Christy Sides was there last year. Lacey Hull was there last year. All these players. Erica Wheeler was there last year. All these players were there last year. The one big difference in Indiana from last year and this year is Caitlin Clark, and they won 19 games, which is more than they won in the last, 2 to 3 years. They're currently a couple of games away, two wins away from securing the 6th spot when they had the number 1 draft pick last year. And you guys are sitting here saying, "Oh, puppy break. She's not that great." Caitlin Clark is legitimately an MVP candidate. Unanimous Rookie of the Year winner. That's already done. If she passes and gets the all-time rookie scoring record, which she has a great opportunity to do, the all-time assist record, which she has an opportunity to do, and you guys are sitting here saying, "Oh, puppy breaks." I never heard them say puppy breaks about Wembanyama. I never heard Shaq say, "Hey man, puppy breaks about Wembanyama." And his team was trash. Wembanyama's team was the Spurs are trash. Now don't get twisted. Wemby is coming. He's coming. But I never heard him say, "Hey man, puppy breaks on Wembanyama." You know what Kevin Durant said? Yo, he coming. You know what everybody else in the league said? That boy coming. Caitlin Clark is unanimous Rookie of the Year. Why she won't get it? Watch somebody's going to vote. Angel Reese or find somebody else to vote for. Unanimous Rookie of the Year. Caitlin Clark is, without a doubt, at least number 3 behind Nafisa Collier and Asia Wilson in MVP race. And I've already made a case of her really kind of winning the MVP because she really, if you holistically look at what Caitlin Clark has done for the game, if you add the whole measure, attention, change team, points, assists, as a rookie, there's a big case of her being the MVP of the league. But give it to Asia. Y'all been crying Asia since people were saying Asia Wilson was the MVP before the season. Ever since the big argument last year when they said that Stewie and Asia, the reason Stewie won was because y'all know they played the race card last year when Stewie beat Asia Wilson for the MVP. Then Asia went out and proved they won the championship and beat Stewie in the championship. But it was a big thing. There's a bit to do about that last year. That race may have played a part in Stewie beating Asia Wilson in the WNBA. Now, this is crazy to me, right? This is wild to me. So all year, everybody's been on Asia Wilson is MVP. Asia Wilson is MVP. And she has backed it up with statistically. She has. But her team, you got to remember, Asia Wilson has 4 Olympians with her on the team. 4 gold medalists. On her team. Now, speaking of Asia, I don't know if she's gonna play tomorrow night because she's hurt. And the last I heard, she was in a boot, so I'm not sure she's gonna play on Wednesday night. Yeah, that's gonna be a big game. That's a big game. That's a huge game. Tim, what's going on, my brother? Germany in the building. Is that all the people in the chat? Greetings. Numbers looking crazy, man. I need everybody to hit the like button. Everybody hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you have not, please, if you're enjoying this show, please hit the subscribe button this morning. Thank you so much. All over the world. We need to check in. I need to check in. Let us know where you are all over the world. I know I got Germany in the building. I see I got, looks like Puerto Rico is in the building. Man, this is beautiful. Looks like we got England in the building. We're across the pond in the building. Check in and let us know where you are. It's a beautiful thing. And we're talking about the fact that the hate is still out there. Shaquille O'Neal, NBA great, comes and tells us that Caitlin isn't that great. Pump praise. She has to earn it a little bit more. It's just crazy. That's wild. She has to earn it a little bit. Then turns on and said, Shaq Texas in the building. What's up, Texas? Steve, what's going on, Steve? Blessings as always, my brother. The moderator is in the building. Thank you, Steve. That's just really, really crazy to me. Shaquille O'Neal legitimately got on and says, Caitlin Clark ain't that great yet. And it's on US. It's in US Today Sports. He says, we're not going to just give it to you because everybody else is giving it to you. Bro, she's out balling. Like, I can understand if Caitlin Clark was like 10 points. You know, she's having 12 points, 6 assists, 12 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, team under 500, out the playoffs or barely fighting for a playoff position. Kind of like Asia Reese numbers. You know what I'm saying? She had Asia Reese numbers. I kind of understand you be like, all right, cool. She got to earn it a little bit more. But you got a top 10 scorer, thanks VVS, the best in the league passer. She hasn't earned it? That's wild. That's wild. And this is what and Shaq, believe it or not, This is what Charles was talking about when Charles was saying, hey, man, we listen to you guys. Charles is sitting there telling you guys, like, hey, people expect us as Hall of Famers, as analysts, to give unbiased, real commentary. And let's not get it on. He said, "Big day, we global up in here." I know, that's what's up, Tim. Definitely global up in here. Definitely go. And real talk, and Tim, that's true. They try to change the narrative now to say, well, Caitlyn has adjusted to what the league is doing now. And, you know, we've seen her, she's adjusted, her team's adjusted, everybody's adjusted. And from the jump, we've been saying Caitlyn is the one. Oh, we got a super chat in the building. Give it a horn, ladies and gentlemen. Super chat is in the building. Give it to me again. Give it to me again. That was shout out to Super Chat. We got a Super Chat by none other than the moderator, Mr. Steve. Steve, thank you so much, brother. Thank you for the Super Chat in the building. Oh, we definitely appreciate that, Steve, so much. Steve says, subscribe and smash the likes. Also, size gotta go. He said, y'all still throwing shots at size. Size at a questionable game. The size of the guy. Steve, if you saw my last video, I said, man, like, we might have to put my brakes on size. We may have to give size a little bit of grace. That's been the big word everybody's using. We had to give a little bit of grace. But thank you, Steve, for the super chat. Guys, if you leave super chat, we will read it live. It doesn't matter what you say. We will read your comment live on the show. All super chats get read live. Thank you, Steve, again for the super chat. It helps grow the show and help us do what we do here on the King Joe Sports Show on the Du Jour Sports Network. This is what we're running here. This is what we're understanding. What I'm trying to tell you guys, and the reason I'm taking time, I'm taking time to break this down, is to say this is the type thing. Actually, Shaquille is doing the type thing that Charles Barkley was talking about. And the fact that he comes out and he throws shots at Charles for doing it is amazing, right? The fact that he comes back and said Charles is just talking is amazing. We're like, no, he's not talking, Shaquille. You're doing exactly what he said. You're adding to the spice of the hate that's going on legitimately right now for Caitlin Clark. And it's actually kind of sad. It's really sad. And at the end of the day, I was gonna say the day got to end, but at the end of the day, we have to actually deal with what we have going on. Where you have a young lady right now that's carrying the league, that's pushing the league, that's growing the league, and people continuously have to throw shots at her. Now, he said, size deserves no grace. Go to the above with her head. It did go to her head. I do agree. And with her head, she want to go back to. We gotta go in to Aaliyah Boston. We gotta go down to Nalissa. It was like, why? Nalissa, no. Aaliyah, yeah. Nalissa, we got to put Nalissa on the bench. Nalissa, we got to get something from Nalissa. I appreciate your hard work, brother. Steve, man, I appreciate you too, brother. Steve, I appreciate you too. But we just, guys, we got to sit here. We're trying to, and we have to be fair. And think about this. When Angel Reese was doing what she was doing, we gave Angel Reese her props. When she had that span, when she went 25, 19, 25 with the double-doubles, we said, hey, Angel Reese is balling. It didn't last. I mean, we knew what it was because we know Angel Reese is just a rebounder, a rebocker. I ain't going to throw those shots at Angel Reese. She hurt. I ain't going to throw no there. That's why she died. But at the end of the day, we sit here and we're wondering, like, yo, what's really good? And I've been telling people for the longest that if you sit here and you pay attention to where the league is going, you got Caitlyn this year. You got Paige Buckets. You got Flage Khan. You got all these people. And let's not even talk about, somebody put it in the chat, let's not even talk about Juju. You got Juju coming. But guess who's still going to be the face of the league? Caitlin Clark. She's still gonna be the face of the league. And it's okay. Because the league is growing. It's okay. It's kind of like you have people that it's almost like the gatekeepers are scared of growth because they feel like their position is going to be. And that's really what it is, to be honest with you guys. The WNBA gatekeepers are really, really scared of the growth because they'll probably be replaced. They'll be replaced. They'll be replaced. Y'all think it's coincident that Indiana's president was she left? Indiana is looking at listen, man. The owner of the Fever is looking at Indiana and said, "Hey, man, we gotta get some real people in place. we gotta get some real people in place here. You know what I'm saying? We got Caitlin Clark. We gotta take advantage of this. 3 years from now, we want to re-sign Caitlin. We got the hottest commodity maybe in sports right now. We gotta take control of this. We gotta get some people that know what they're doing. We gotta get some people in place. And what's happening is, what you're seeing is, Caitlin comes. Changes immediately start happening. Because there's more eyeballs. There's more people paying attention. It's good for the league. They went from riding, they were doggone near hitchhiking, right? They was catching Ubers to basketball games to having private fights. You know what I'm saying? They was taking cross-country bus trips. Not able to fly. Private jets. Largely because of Caitlin. You know? They was having to ride Spirit Airlines. They were having to fly Frontier and Spirit Airlines and really, really be praying all the way from the trip from one airport to the next airport. The WNBA was the official sponsor of the WNBA was Spirit Airlines for the love until Caitlin came on. You know what I'm saying? Those girls had to hitchhike a ride to the games. You know, they go out there. You know, they was out there playing at YCA gyms. Listen, Indiana literally was playing in like a barn before like this year. You know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, put them girls in the Indiana Pacers gym. This is a true story. I'm not making this up. You know what I'm saying? And when you sit there, you see what's going on and what's happening. I'm going to be honest. I think a lot of y'all guys should just be, just be quiet and let it happen. Just be quiet and let it happen. All the talk Share Swoops doing, Share Swoops. Listen, man, them girls was hitchhiking. Where were you then? They were thumbing rides. Where were these guys then? Where were all these people that had all these WNBA analysts? We heard that we sat on TV. I sat there and watched Aguma get on TV and talk about the in 2019, 2020. I heard her talk about the CBA and the fact that the ladies got some things. They got $100,000. They was getting $100,000 average salary in the WNBA, and that was a win. That was a win. And we was like, huh? Now I watched who was that? Alicia Gray? Alicia Gray, the young lady from Atlanta that won both the 3-point contest and the skills competition. She got up and they said, well, what would be your ideal contract? What would be the ideal start? She's like a Lisa Mill. And she's right. She's like, we're professional athletes. And we play for a professional sport. When the Big Three is playing a smaller company that started years after the WNBA, it can afford to pay Caitlin Clark $5 million. You know what I'm saying? It's a problem. It's a problem. The highest paid player makes $220-something thousand on the Indiana Fever. That's a problem. I think Caitlin Clark is making like $70,000 a year. That's a problem. And these jokers want to talk. Like, yo, you really got something to say? Now you're doing millions against the NFL. And let's be honest. And I said, remember we did the video a couple of, man, like and subscribe. Please hit that like and subscribe. You get this content all type of times. We talked about it earlier. During this time of year, one of the major feats that Caitlyn has done is we're still talking about the WNBA and it's football season. College football season started. NFL has started. The first week of the NFL has started, and we're still talking about the WNBA. That's a feat within itself. That's a thing. That's a check within itself. Because normally, it's in the WNBA at this time of year is in obscurity because you got NFL football, college football, then you have baseball wrapping up to get ready for the pennant, and then you got the NBA getting ready to start their off-season training. Nobody in there. I remember last year, this is a true story. What was it? Asia Wilson went for 56 or something like that? She went for 50. Man, they gave her 3 minutes on SportsCenter and went to the next day. We hear nothing else about it. Nothing else about it. Nobody else talked about it. But the first weekend of college football, the number one story that everybody was talking about was Caitlin Clark on that Monday morning. I really think y'all should be quiet and just like enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. On Friday, they went against the Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers has one of the richest histories in the NFL. The Eagles, one of the richest histories in the NFL, 2 years removed from a Super Bowl. Listen, man, a great game, a playoff matchup possibility. And guess what? They did numbers. Caitlin did numbers. 1.3 with the Lynx and against the Eagles and Green Bay. If Caitlin's not there, you know what them numbers are going to look like? Probably 300,000, maybe 400,000 on a good night. So she's worth 4 times what you would have had without her being there. This is not taking rocket scientists for y'all to just hush and be quiet. Give props. If you're going to say something, give props what props to do. Charles Barkley is right. It's right. Y'all know who Caitlyn is bought to the WNBA? Y'all gonna laugh when I say this. Y'all gonna laugh. Y'all know who Caitlyn is bought to the WNBA more than anybody? Women. With the number, more than anybody else, Caitlyn has bought women. Because the casual fan last year, before Caitlyn came, was only 11%. Out of 11%, only 3% were women. On a women's sports league. These are stats. Look it up. Rabid WNBA fans, 11% were men. Only 3% were women. You know who Caitlin Clark is bringing to the party? The women. You want to know the NFL? You want to know the percentage of ladies that like the NFL? It's like 49 to 51. It's really getting closer to 50 to 50. 49% of casual fans say they're NFL fans are women. The numbers are similar and comparable in the NBA. in the NBA. And we want to make it about race. We want to make it about everything else. But when we sit down and do the numbers and we look at the stats and we look at the facts, we realize all those are just excuses. You know why? Because Stewie is a white woman. Sabrina is white. Diana Taurasi is whitish. I don't know what color Diana is. Is she white? She's like, I don't know. I don't know. Is that what it does? I mean, it's Taurasi, so it gotta be, what's that? That's like, is that Italian? What's Taurasi? Taurasi is Italian? Is that Italian? Greek? Argentine, Italian. Italian. Okay, all right, let's go. Italian. But all they've had stars that will, but that's what people say. And listen, we did the show. She's like Cecilia. Yeah, it's like she's like Argentinian, something like that. Italian, Argentinian, so that is something like that, right? She's from Argentina, so all right. But all these women ahead of her. But see, the agenda wants to say, the agenda wants to sit there and say, all these, they don't like black women. Huh? Oh, they racist. Wait a minute, you had Stewie. She's white. Sabrina. She's white. Diana. She's white. What are we really talking about right now? We had everybody loved Candace Parker that I knew of. Unless you're a UConn fan. Maya Moore, we love Maya Moore. Maya Moore just found something more important to her that she wanted to go by. What are we talking? This is the stuff that we get on a consistent basis. Oh man, they're gonna make a meme. She's white. They're gonna make a meme. I don't know. It's all good. You can't sit there and try to play those political games. It don't make sense when we look at the facts. Caitlin Clark is special. She's different. It's okay. If Juju keeps doing what Juju's doing, guess what? When Juju gets there in the 3 years, the fanfare for Juju is going to be crazy, unbelievable. If Juju gets a couple of championships, it's going to be crazy. She still probably won't be the face of the league because Caitlin Clark will probably still be in the league. But what happens is you're growing. You're getting more people involved. When Paige comes next year, Paige Beckers, we like, yo. Paige Buckets is going to, she's white. They've gotten every excuse not to just say, hey, man, this girl's just dope. Every excuse. And none of it legitimately has to do with her game. It's everything else. Oh, we don't want to give black women their credit for being black. Candace Parker is one of the most decorated basketball players of all time. when she retired, TNT, NBA TV gave her a phenomenal send-off. Phenomenal. I didn't hear one person talk about, well, what about Diana? What about Asia Wilson? Because we was talking about Candace. And the greatness that she's exuded over her career. Now all of a sudden, when we talk about Caitlyn and the greatness that she's putting out over her career and what she's doing now in the league, why y'all want to break up everybody else? When Enrique and Gubawale had that fantastic All-Star game and she was throwing bombs the whole All-Star game, guess what happened? Guess what happened? And she was throwing bombs the whole All-Star game. Guess what happened? Nobody sat there and said, oh, we don't like her because she's black. I didn't hear not one person say, oh, she shouldn't win the MVP because she's a black woman. Caitlyn was on the team. Everybody's like, oh, snap, she hit another one. And another one. And you know what we started saying? She should have been on the Olympic team. These are Caitlin Clark fans that were saying, why wasn't Enrique on the Olympic team? It wasn't about her being black or white. It's that she could ball. Guy, let's stop, guy. Guy, let's talk about Katie got all the attention in the All-Star game. Stop, guys. Stop that. That's hilarious, guy. That's hilarious. All I'm saying is this, man. Like, at the end of the day, what are we really doing here? Are we trying to push the league? Are we trying to push agendas? Are we trying to go, you know what I'm saying? Are we trying to go forward? And I agree. You got to embrace your history. I've never heard Caitlyn say anything bad about our history. I've only heard her say good things about embracing history. She talks about Maya Moore being her favorite player of all time. Never heard her say anything negative about the history. She talks about how great the players are in the W. 0%. Charles said it. She says all the right things. But it's amazing to me that so many people want to pause on her greatness, put pause on what she's doing. So many people want to put pause on everything that she has going on. Why? What agenda do they have? What agenda do they have? Thank you guys so much. Please, if you get a chance, hit the like and subscribe. Hit the like and subscribe button. I thank you guys so much for taking time. If you don't mind going down and also checking out, we just released the Angel Reese's response to the people that has been saying that Angel Reese has been faking an injury. Now y'all know I've never said that. I never said Angel Reese is faking an injury. Oh, we got a super chat. Hold on, super chat in the building. Hit that horn. Oh, we got a super chat for Zane. Zane, thank you so much, Zane. Zane says, Zane, CC isn't an activist. That's who they want as the face of the league. It's plain and simple. The hate has nothing to do with basketball. And I agree. They want they have in their mind who they would like to be the face of the league. And it happens like that sometimes. Like, we have ones that we look at, we be like, yeah, this is who we think it should be. And the people decide. Right? At the end of the day, we decide. The fans decide who's the face of the league. Right? We decide. We decide who the face of the league is. As much as they try, like the media does their thing to try to manipulate those numbers and who they think it should be and different things of that nature. But at the end of the day, we decide who the face of the league is. That's on us. That's on the fans. That's on the fans. That's on the fans. But what I'm seeing is this too, though. And it's like I said, we brought up the Kendrick Lamar and the Lil Wayne. Y'all didn't even know I've been throwing little stuff in every day, talking about different stuff. We brought up the Kendrick Lamar and Lil Wayne situation, and we said, hey, man, Lil Wayne is a legend. A legend. A straight legend. But it's Kendrick Lamar's moment. It's his moment. They not like us. That changed the beef with him and Drake the beginning of this year. That changed hip hop. They not like us is one of those songs that transcended music. It changed hip hop. We still like Drake. Some of us. We still like Drake. But this is the year Kendrick. We love Wayne. A milli. We love Wayne. But this is his moment. This is Kendrick's moment. And what's happening is, guess what? Look. And this is the thing. Oh, man. I'm going to do another. If I do another video on that, would y'all support that? Thumbs up if you support me doing the video of Kendrick and the Kendrick Lamar and Lil Wayne situation with the Super Bowl. Because the dynamic of that from a black cultural standpoint is fascinating. It's fascinating. So I say crap sucks. Futuristic, that's hilarious. It's fascinating, right? The dynamic of it is fascinating because something Nicki Minaj said kind of goes in vain with what's happening with Caitlin Clark. Nicki Minaj was like, these house Negroes try to keep a black man down. I was like, wait a minute, Kendrick's black. I'm like, is Kendrick black? Is it Kendrick black? And she talked about Futuristic. She talked about Eminem too. She said Eminem stood up for 50 Cent when they did the thing last year. Wouldn't do without 50 Cent being a part of it. But listen, I was like, yo, Kendrick's black. But you have people coming against him because it's his moment. Boy, this analogy is crazy. Listen to what your boy is saying. And this is what I want to say to you guys, and I'm going to leave you on this positive note. When you have your moment, don't be surprised when people come against you. Don't be surprised when you're going for your goals and you're reaching you're starting to reach the stardom. That's when the hate is going to be the most. When I started the King Joe Sports Show, I had people hating on me forever. Oh, you talking about Caitlin Clark? You talking about women's basketball? Yes, I'm talking about WNBA. People hate it. And I was just like, all right, cool. And within a month and a half, we went from 93 subscribers to now we're going for 2,000. Yo, if you get a chance, hit the subscribe and it'll help us reach that goal. Why? Because we stuck and we did what we're supposed to do. But people hate it. And a lot of times, those people who hate didn't have the criteria to be hating. I had one guy who continuously hates on this show. He hates on this show from Philadelphia. I don't even know this brother. Hey, he's a Christian. He's a Christian. And he hates on this show like no other. Then I look and I see that he's trying to do his same, podcast and stuff like that. Ain't nobody watching it. Then I turned around and saw he did a Caitlin Clark video. I was like, wait a minute. Why you just can't appreciate it's the moment? And this is what's happening in the W all the time. It's her moment. Let her have it. You had the opportunity to have your moment. Either you didn't do what you needed to do, or people just didn't recognize it. People just didn't recognize it. What about AT and Chelsea Gray and Independent and Aquaman? They've always facilitated more than score. That's all it is, guys. Let her have her moment. Shaq, let her have her moment. Guys, when you have your moment, man, appreciate your moment. Grasp it. Go for it. Keep doing the right thing, Caitlin. Keep saying the right thing. I wish Caitlin would pop off one time, a couple times. Just be like, man, middle finger to all the haters. Like, you know how you be, like, we be on the bench one Caitlin, like, Caitlin be going back at Christian sides and they be going back and forth. And he be like, yo, just pull Christian sides to the side. Say, hey, man, keep messing with you, I'm gonna get you fired. Hey, she need to pull a LeBron. LeBron, hey, man, listen. Keep talking, I'm gonna fire you. Well, Caitlin, I need you to go down low to Aaliyah and get her the ball and let her run the offense to Aaliyah. I need Caitlin to put us on and say, hey, Chris, come. Listen, tell me that one more time, I'm gonna get you fired. I'm gonna fire you if you say that again. I'm gonna fire you. This is my show. I run it the way I want to. That's what Caitlin to say sometimes. This is my party and I'm crying if I want to. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take over this game. Listen, man, thank you guys so much for being a part of the show. The numbers were absolutely amazing. Before we leave, if you don't mind, before we leave, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you have not, I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate you so much. You guys are great. To the chat, man, appreciate you guys so much. Listen, it's your boy Katie. I'm gonna come back a little bit later today. We're gonna talk about some other stuff too. I really want to talk about the Lil Wayne. Would y'all support me if I talk about the Lil Wayne? Y'all come back and support me. Let me talk about Lil Wayne and the fascinating things that I have to say. Also, if you don't mind, we have the Angel Reese response to the people. That video is out. Also, we just released what we saw yesterday. We released the cheetah getting arrested. They released the body cam on that. So if you get a chance, man, check that video out. We had the actual body cam on what happened with Tyreek Hill before the game. And how you get arrested before the game? Last football player that did that was what? Eugene Robinson for the Atlanta Falcons? Trying to solicit prostitutes and they got a bomb thrown over. It was like, oh, he going on. Y'all remember that? I'm sorry, Atlanta Falcons fans. Yeah, I'm sorry. I still love y'all. Atlanta Falcons fans, good people. Atlanta Falcons fans are good people. I'm close to Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Atlanta Falcons, good people. I can't root for Atlanta because they break your heart all the time. But the Falcons fans are good people. Good people. Great people. But man, so much to talk about. We're going to talk some NFL later today. We're going to get into it because of college football. Deion had to bench his son. And actually, the backup quarterback kind of look a little bit better than Shedeur because he's not scared to run. And that's interesting. That's an interesting dynamic going on in Colorado right now. Is Deion overrated? What y'all think? I think Deion might be low. And will the Indiana... Can Indiana get that fifth spot? I want Indiana to get that fifth spot. I know they're in sixth. I want to get that fifth place. I don't want to play the Lynx the first round. I don't want to play the Lynx. I want to play the Lynx later, maybe second round of the finals. And I want us to get that fifth spot. That fifth spot is there. I think we can beat New York. That's me personally. I think we can beat New York. I think everybody else we match up pretty well against. I just don't want to play the Lynx right now. I think Reeves is in Chrissy Side's head, so we're done. Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great day. We'll see y'all a little bit later. We're gonna come back live a couple more times today. I am coming live again, so y'all look out for that. I'll holler at y'all soon. Y'all be blessed.
Welcome to America.
Big lights, big stars, big dreams, big cars, big truck. Yeah, we rolling real clean. Big job, big house, big home. Rolling kitty paint and it's sitting on chrome. It's the life that we live. Everybody trying to be a pill. Stack paper, get your money long. Call us in city for the city we put on. Poor getting poor, richer getting richer. Middle class folk, they ain't in the picture. Get richer, die trying. That's the